Welcome back to Politics of Deception. Today, we're diving into the world of White House press secretaries, those who stand at the podium and shape the message from the most powerful office in the world. Who do you think did it best? Kayleigh McEnany, Trump's fierce defender? Jen Psaki, Biden's calm communicator? Karine Jean-Pierre, a historic first with a focus on inclusion? Or Karoline Leavitt, the youngest and most media savvy yet? Let's take a quick look at each. Then I want you to hear from you. Who's your pick and why? Drop your answer in the comments or vote in our poll. Before you choose your favorite, here are some questions to think about. Which press secretary's style most closely matches how you'd want to be represented to the world? Has a press secretary ever surprised you, positively or negatively? Tell us about it. Can you recall a specific briefing or moment that made you trust or distrust a press secretary? What's one thing you wish all press secretaries would do differently? If you were the president, which of these press secretaries would you want speaking for you, and why? If you could ask any press secretary one question, what would it be? What do you think is the hardest part of being a White House press secretary? Do you think the press secretary should focus more on defending the administration or informing the public? Why? Quick poll. Who do you trust the most? McEnany, Psaki, Jean-Pierre, or Leavitt? Why did you choose them? What's more important, honestly, composure or media savvy? Rank them. Take a moment to consider these points, then tell us in the comments who is your pick for best White House press secretary and why.
Good afternoon, everyone. 2 briefings ago, I asked, where is Nancy Pelosi? Today, I can announce we have found Nancy Pelosi. As you can see, we found Nancy Pelosi going into her hair salon. We will be playing the video on loop for all of you to see during the duration of this introduction. Nancy Pelosi was not in the halls of Congress when I asked where she was. She was not working in good faith to make a deal for the American people. Nope, Nancy Pelosi was found in San Francisco at a hair salon where she was indoors, even though salons in California are not only open for outdoor service. Apparently, the rules do not apply to Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She wants small businesses to stay shut down, but only reopen for her convenience. Do as I say, not as I do, says Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is holding up $1.3 trillion in relief for the American people.
Go ahead.
Thanks. I think there's a fly on your head.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, guys. At least it's not a cicada. I swear, those things are.
Okay, but I do have actual questions.
I appreciate it. I was like, is there breaking news? But she's, yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're talking about the voting rights vote. There's supposed to be a test vote tomorrow. That is expected to fail. When you look at right now, the prospect for voting rights is not very high to get something through Congress as things stand right now. So what I would like to know is if you can say specifically what the White House plans to do if you cannot get some type of federal action. I know you said that there are a lot of other things. You look at this as the beginning of the process, but ultimately on an issue as fundamental as voting rights, if you cannot get federal action, what is left for the White House to do?
Hi, I'm Karine Jean-Pierre, and I am the author of a new book that's coming out this fall called Independent. It's coming out on October 21st, so please do grab it. And the reason I wrote this book, coming out of the White House, serving as White House press secretary was an honor and a privilege. But since I have left, the people that come up to me, strangers that come up to me just across the country as I'm traveling, and sometimes right in my neighborhood, at a grocery store, supermarket, airport, my daughter's school, the number one question they ask me is, Karine, how do we get out of this? How do we protect our democracy? How do we protect vulnerable communities among us? What do we do next? Because we don't have answers here. That's what they ask me. And this is my answer. And what I mean by that is, in an era of misinformation, disinformation, the regressiveness of social policy, what we're seeing currently right now, what I have decided to do, and I really have thought long and hard about this, is to follow my own compass.
Thank you, Karoline. Are any officials here preparing to fight Democratic lawmakers in the streets?
Absolutely not.
So
and thanks for the question.
Some elected Democrats are so steamed about Doge. Congresswoman LaMonica McIver says we are at war. Ilhan Omar says we might actually see somebody get killed. And Chris Van Hollen says we have to fight this in the Congress. We have to fight this in the streets. So what now?
And may I just point out, if you heard that type of violent, enticing rhetoric from our side of the aisle, from Republican leaders on Capitol Hill, I think there would be a lot more outrage in this room today. It's unacceptable, the comments that have been made by these Democrat leaders, and frankly, they don't even know what they're talking about. Because President Trump was elected with a mandate from the American people to make this government more efficient.